A career in medicine. So you are thinking of applying to medical school, but you really know what this will mean. Firstly, an excessive, and in my view, wholly inhuman amount of work awaits you. It is not difficult or abstract to say maths or physics or perhaps some ancient language, but the quantity is just boundless. I'm not advocating laziness, though there may be a place for lazy people in the world. But we all need time for hobbies, for family, your surfboard, music. You cannot give all of your brain or mind to your career and remain balanced and content. Also, do not be beguiled by some rosy image, some rosy illusion. And the clinical side does have its moments and can be mildly rewarding, but do not overestimate this. Is it worth spending the first 15 years of your adult life on this crazy treadmill? Designing a new railway bridge might be more satisfying. And it's something there you can see for the rest of your life, isn't it? It's like a constant achievement. But apart from the actual study of medicine, there is a very ominous side to modern practice. It is the degree of control exerted by a management which is, I'm sorry to say, very often devious and untrustworthy. You are told what to say, do and think by these semi-political and public opinion ruled tin gods. And any show of character, any show of self-determination, and they will be down on you like a ton of bricks. They are not able to quantify clinical ability. Though if you yourself are a practitioner, you're perfectly clear as to who is good and who is useless. But what they can quantify is compliance. And this is the cosh they use. Under a guise of maintaining high ethical standards, you will be corralled and bound, like those Wild West rodeos where cowboys hog-tie a steer. They want nodding dolls, they want puppets, they want battery chickens. But do you want to sell your soul to kowtow to these mediocrities? Strange thing about this despotism too is that, and particularly to younger people, it seems to be strangely invisible. Okay, you may say I'm painting a rather dark picture here, but you do need to hear this side of medicine, or to know about it, and to look before you leap. The authority doctors now have is gone. Kudos is nominal, respect is token. 44 years ago, when I was a house surgeon in North Shields, the consultants ran the hospital. There was a hospital secretary, and he had a young lass who was his secretary, and they put into effect the decisions. Now we have an army of managers, HR staff, system analysts, safeguarding teams, etc., etc., etc. And they are the undisputed governors. The doctors simply do what they are told. I noticed that since this coronavirus thing, the hospital car park, which used to be overflowing, is suddenly half empty. Yet the hospital's functioning well enough. So are all these charlatans and freeloaders really needed? I was lucky. My year at Newcastle was dubbed the last noble year, which meant the last bunch of half-wits before academic mania kicked in. I then chose anaesthesia, which depends mostly on judgment and experience. You don't really need to know much. I then went to Norway for some years, where the nurse anaesthetist do all the donkey work whilst you drink tongue-shrivelling coffee and read the newspaper. When I came back to the UK, I spent a lot of time on labour wards and there were big periods of inactivity between epidurals and caesareans. But, eventually my luck ran out. I was criticised for using the end of the bed test to assess patients instead of poring over huge piles of notes. And I was not filling in much paperwork. Anyway, no one came to any harm, but I was given the proverbial boot. But I suppose I was 67 then, so it doesn't matter too much. These halcyon days, though, are no longer on offer. Have no illusions. If you go into medicine, you are in for a tough time. And once you're on the Big Dipper, it's very hard to jump off. It can be done. I knew of one guy who went to Tenerife to sell ice cream on the beach. Sounds good, doesn't it, really? Sounds very nice. Or more sadly, of people who've taken their own lives. But the work, and even more so these unending courses, these recurrent appraisals and certificates which are needed for everything beyond making a cup of tea, are relentless. For a real insight into this little understood side of modern medical practice, read my book. Read Scalpel.